Welcome. It's the Blonde Sisters.
Some other misters. I'm Michelle.
I'm Desire the Savvy Diva.
And we are here to talk about things that we talk about.
You know, we have a mixture of everything. So
all the time.
Crazy ass news, hypotheticals, and our rants. But first, let's kick it off with, how was your week?
My week was amazing. It was so beautiful. Amazing. Pre-spring weather. It's awesome.
All right, I'm sorry. I got into my Luther Vandross mode.
It was amazing. It was an awesome week. How was your week?
My week was good. I've been in good spirits. You know, lately I've been kind of like down in the dumps, but you know, we rise to the occasion, and I'm good. I feel really good today, and I think also it may have to do with our drink of the day.
This is what do you call this, babe? This is Southeast tea.
Southeast tea.
Southeast iced tea.
Southeast tea with a splash of lemon vodka.
I don't have any lemon vodka in mine.
She does. She just doesn't want you all to
I do not
differently about her, but she doesn't care how you think about me. Anyway, anywho, what are we ranting about today?
What makes you cry?
Oh, dang, crying. Okay, so I've been called the sensitive one in my previous friend group, and I really don't like that term because I am a real ass bitch.
She ain't no punk.
I ain't no punk. I call it like I see it. I say what I mean. But when I don't have control over a situation and I am very upset, yes, the waterworks will begin. But it's not because I'm about to run and crawl into a corner. It's because I can't get a hold of the person to sort of shake some sense into them. However, crying is therapeutic because it helps you purge out all those toxins and the toxic issues in your mind, so you work through it. I think it's okay to cry. Not maybe in public, but if you are in public,
it's appropriate.
Don't feel ashamed about it. I mean, I'll cry, I'll gather myself together, dab my little eyes, make sure my lashes ain't crooked, and I'll keep it moving. And then I'll work through my issues. What about you?
I don't cry often. So if anyone sees me crying, anyone who knows me knows either I'm atomically mad or something really wrong. Someone's died, something like that. Yeah. But you know, I don't do a whole lot of crying. I just it wasn't a thing in my house. And plus, you know, Black parents always tell you, you know, stop all that crying before they give you a reason to cry. Yeah, even though they give you a reason to cry because they beat you behind. But you know, anywho, I'm not really a big crier. And my husband doesn't like tears either, so it's kind of like
he just stare at you like, what you doing?
Well, you know, people in his like family, they cry a lot and use crying as a weapon. And you know, people start crying like, oh, but it makes you cry, whatever, da. You know, I'm not one to do a whole lot of crying, so if I'm crying, there's something wrong.
Yeah. I think when I grew up, see, I'm the baby of both sets of kids. So my father has a set of kids outside of my mother, and then my mother is just me and my sister. So I was the baby in every situation. So I wasn't taught not to cry. It was sort of like I cried and they came to my aid to see what was wrong. They comforted me. And so I think that's very positive and therapeutic in a sense where you can communicate what's going on after you purge all of those tears. However, some people can misconstrue those tears and think you are weaponizing a situation or
you're weak.
You're weak. And I will proudly say I am not weak. I just don't know how to react if I can't control a situation.
And I'll tell you what, this thing about men crying and people don't like the idea of that. If again, you weaponizing tears for anybody, any gender, it's no good because it diminishes the severity of the situation. But you know, men cry too, and it's okay. And if a man cries in front of you, you should feel special to him because he, you know, you're within his trusted circle.
Don't let everybody see that.
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of men don't let everybody see that. So again, and you know, for me, I was always taught not to cry, and coming from the arts, our training, especially at Ellington, our training was such. Our teachers were trying to prepare us for the real world, for people who were not so many, in so many words, not our fans.
Yeah.
To say things not to better us, but to hurt us, just for the to hurt. So when I became,
knock you off your game.
Absolutely. So when I got to be older, I am, even in my professional life, I take criticism well, and that's always something that people admire about me, is be able to take the criticism well. I don't know if it's a matter of taking the criticism well, or like you just can't hurt me, because I've learned through the years that your opinion doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, what I feel is what matters.
I think on the flip side of that, so I've revealed to my doctor that I, was having some emotional issues for the past couple of weeks. And she was like, but you're so strong. That, like, I understand when people say they think they're giving you a compliment, like, you're so strong, you look like you can handle anything. But if I'm like trying to tell you that, like,
Something's
I'm
wrong.
feeling at my weakest, because strong people can be weak too, in a sense. So I just want people to understand, like, even if you are that strong person and your friends look at you as, oh, she's so strong, she handles everything, she takes everything with pride, and but they don't know what you go through when you go home, when you're behind closed doors, and when you're feeling your weakest. And you do get weak, and I have been in those moments where I'm like, I'm sobbing uncontrollably because I'm in that weak frame of mind, but then I come out of it. So I think that's where my strength comes from, because I know how to pull myself out of it.
That's a major big deal. I think that when it comes to women, Black women especially, we're always told it as so strong, so we take anything. We're like resilient.
Yeah,
I'm tired of being resilient. I don't want to be strong no more.
Yeah.
I want to live a soft life.
I wrote a piece called "He Makes Me Soft." Like, when you have someone that you can confide in, where you can feel safe, like, that's where you feel that it's okay for you to be soft, to take that armor off, and you don't feel like you have to be the man in a situation when you're out in public, where you have to be a man to handle certain things. When you have a man that takes all of that away from you and makes you feel safe enough to be soft, that is golden to me. So I wrote a piece called "He's Soft Again."
Oh, that's lovely.
Dedicated to my boo.
Oh.
Speaking of, everyone, we're adults. We were young teenagers at once, and we came into this world without ever being physically introduced to the world of not being a virgin. So I want to ask you, do you look...
Why do we always skip crazy ass news?
We can go back to the crazy ass news, but this is... Okay, I'll wait. She always wants the crazy ass news first. I'm like, because leaning in.
We get to talk, and then the czar of the time is like, time's up. So
okay, but we can ignore them. Like, this is our show. We can go as long as we want. So go. Crazy ass news.
Crazy ass news. This is a segue into the reason why I wanted to point this out. Is a segue into this second
I was jumping the gun because I'm thinking like, first time for this, first time for that. Okay.
All right. Let's go. Y'all ready? Okay. Woman accused of setting estranged husband's home on fire.
Oh gosh.
Was released from jail. This is in Albuquerque.
How long was she in jail?
Like a couple days.
Oh, okay.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. An Albuquerque man. What? Our studio audience
to join the party.
Our studio
audience. They are here to let you all know that
they are not to be played with.
Thank you, Dakota and Remy. Okay, go ahead.
And Potato is off the couch. Okay, so an Albuquerque man was watching his home on a security camera as his estranged wife allegedly hit his garage and set it on fire on Sunday.
Oh my God.
So she visited the house 3 times.
He didn't see her in the camera?
All 3 times. He saw on the camera.
So he was like, maybe I need to.
So they have been going through a divorce for over a year. He put out a restraining order against her, and it lasted 1 year. It expired about a month prior to her trying to set his house on. Well, she didn't try. She did set his house on fire. About a month prior to that. So what happened was she showed up to the house. He was on vacation. And she was banging on the door trying to get, she claims her car was in his garage. And so she was banging on the door. She walked away. She came back the second time, banging on the door, had somebody like there recording.
The first time was one too many times.
Right. So she came back the second time and then took something and broke his the window, and then broke a couple windows on his house. She came back a third time later that night, rammed her car into the garage, and then set the garage on fire.
Listen, like, what was you doing after the first time? When she came back the second time, were you not on alert?
Right. So, she was witnessed on the camera the second time. She announced that she was about to go to jail, and lo and behold, she foresaw her future, and she went to jail.
Wait. She said on the camera, "I'm about to go to jail. I'm about to go to jail. You bet. I got you back."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what the prosecutor said was the lady demonstrated that she was focusing on doing some type of harm against the victim. And if he were at the place in which she could have dealt something to him, he would have been in physical danger.
Wow. But listen, I don't mean no harm, but if you are estranged from someone and they come to your house and you saw them on the camera, and then you like just shrug it off like she tripping.
Nah, he knew she was up to no good. When you got a stay away order against somebody and you get it for the year, like they don't just give willy-nilly stay away orders. Like there's a reason why somebody said stay away from this man for a year.
So why would you not go into action after she arrived the first time?
Well, he wasn't home. He was on vacation coming back home.
Even though you saw
what are you going to say? She came to my house?
You saw it on the camera. You send that file to the detectives and let them know.
But the stay away order had expired.
Oh, I didn't hear you say expired.
Yeah, the stay away order expired about 6 to 8 weeks prior to her visiting the home. So I mean, you can say you don't want nobody there, but you know they're not going to force that. If he so here's my issue. Here's my issue, people. When we have something so important like a driver's license to renew, a professional license to renew, a passport, a stay away order, he should have been on it. When that thing got ready to expire, he should have asked for an extension.
Yep.
And then it wouldn't be here. He wouldn't have a burnt down house. But now his house is burnt down.
And now she's in jail.
Nope, she's out.
Oh, but she was in for 2 days.
She was in for 2 days, and as a part of her release, she's not allowed to have any firearms or weapons, consume drugs or alcohol, or have any contact with the guy.
So can I ask what the color of her hue is?
She's clear.
Okay. Makes sense.
No, there's a lady. Listen, when I was looking at the story, there's a black lady that set somebody's house on fire a couple days ago.
But yeah, I think she probably had a good reason.
Nope. No. Well, I mean, this lady might have felt like she had a good reason.
No, but we don't really go and burn people's houses down.
The hell we don't. Left Eye did it. No, stop. Stop.
That was her own house. That was her own house. She didn't go to somebody else's house and burn it down.
She shared it with her boyfriend at the time.
Yes, but it was her house. What I'm saying is, we not going out. Like, first of all, we lazy.
What person burns their own house down?
Buy all the equipment to do and the tools and stuff to do it. So I'm not going to somebody else's house.
We burn people's houses.
I've been in the house fire. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not going to go burn nobody's house down. Okay?
Yeah, because it's you. Okay, so as you
obviously because they were married, so they shared some intimacy prior to all of this.
You know, divorce is a
divorce and relationships. They make you go.
The vitriol that comes out of angry former spouses. It's wild.
It's wild because they thinking about that good, and they can't get that good no more.
Or they not necessarily that, because you don't always get the good from the first one. So,
well, okay, so.
But it might be somebody getting
or they found out somebody else was getting that good.
Or somebody else is receiving the benefit from what they feel belonged to them.
Exactly.
So anyway, more to come onto that. We'll keep you posted.
Well, that is a good segue into what I was trying to exclaim about our hot topic.
Yes.
Because when you get introduced to the good, first of all, the first time you're introduced is not necessarily like
the best time.
The best time. So you're not really thinking like, oh, I got some good. No. But I want to talk about your first time as a virgin being inducted into that intimacy versus the first time making love, because there is a difference.
Yes. So for me, my first time and my first time making love were with the same person.
I wish I would have had that same honor, but you know.
So my husband and I were together in high school, and he was the first time. And then I won't say it wasn't memorable the first time, but we were very young and had no idea. Like, I had no idea what's going on. Like, it was like, what's happening here?
He got like 5 pumps, boom, 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 and then you like,
I don't think it was
girl.
that little of activity. What I know is it was over 30 years ago. So I was just like,
he's shaking his head.
He's over there shaking his head, trying to act like. And my mother was like banging on the door, like, you in there? And he was like, so anyway, so the first time was, I mean, again, it wasn't not memorable, but it was like, yeah. But then,
I remember my first time, but it wasn't because it was memorable. I just like, I'll get into it, so I'll let you go. But it was so
I don't have such like horrible memories. So our first time, I guess, I don't know if I could say a first time, like pinpoint a first time of actually like making love, but I know as in our adult years, our sex life has like been amazing, and he has been my most amazing partner thus far.
Okay. So what I wanted to do differently, because you all know, because I introduced myself at the very first podcast, that I am an author.
Yes.
My very first book is Savvy Diva's 44 Days of Random Thoughts and Observations. I actually wrote about the first time having sex versus the first time making love. So I wanted to read a couple of, excerpts to you.
I love that.
Okay. So let's talk about the first time as a virgin. I remember that day as if it were a rerun on my favorite episode. I cringe when I rehash every moment of the 10 minutes it took to complete the whole deed. I often wish I had the power to blink myself back to that very moment so many years ago, so I can yell, "Stop!" and get off of me, off of this massacre lane. It started out as pure excitement, extreme arousal, and tingling sensations from brushing against the breast, sucking nipples, earlobes, rubbing testicles, thrashing tongues against the neck, lips, and ears. The sound of licking, smacking, moaning, roaring. Then boom, bam! Without warning, an uncontrollable erect mass of muscle was forcing through my innocence. Only 1 second of quiet to turn back, and then bam! It was too late. A small tear deflated my cherry, and the uncomfortable pelvic thrusting, fast, non-rhythmic movements, sloppy kisses, and bone-breaking repercussions were the only physical memories left from handling over a prize jewel. Traumatized, overwhelmed, and confused, I thought I had finally been initiated into the world of a sexual revolution. I actually thought if my cucaracha, that's what I used to call it, hurt when I walked on an angle for 2 days, I was blessed with a dude that could rock my world. It was only a decade later, after the horrific experience, that I would later find out having your cucaracha ripped away from the walls of your golden treasure didn't qualify as great sex.
Oh no, I didn't say it qualified as great sex at all.
So now let me introduce you to the first time that I made love.
This is gonna be juicy.
The first kiss, first caress, first magical session of foreplay was the most exhilarating experience I could ever imagine. It left me dizzy and lightheaded, as if I had ridden a booze cruise crossing into different continents on the border of the equator. One moment I was cool. The next moment I was burning up with the tingling sensation of sun-kissed butterflies flapping their weightless wings in a circular motion from the neck of my neck down to my curly toes. The motion of fire, water, hot stones, and warm wind tunnels swirling up my spine down to the treasure-filled chest. And then bam, the lock popped without force entry. A miniature violinist appeared floating in the air as we both squeezed each other tight to unite our rhythmic vibrations. And just before the fat lady began to sing, a warm stream of summertime mist filled the space between the heart-shaped cheeks that outlined the soft indentation of his and her sheets. I'm so blessed to know the difference between child's play and the art of making soulful love with your soulmate.
Now that's fancy.
Pick up a copy!
That's fancy.
That is my experience as a virgin and a pro.
I will say, our next time around, it was a lot more like I'm always in my head thinking about things, and so as we were having our engagement, I was thinking to myself, "Wow, this is what it's actually supposed to feel like." You know, like how that's what that does.
Yep.
Oh, that's how it's supposed to. Oh,
Yep.
that's how it's supposed to feel.
When you are both being pleased and not in the beginning when only one was walking away feeling like they, broke your back and rocked your world.
Yeah, I think younger. If I could, I don't think I would go. I don't think I would want to go back in time and waste that moment, the first time moment.
Yeah, you definitely need to experience.
So my first time wasn't horrible. It wasn't like it was memorable. It was all the things it should have been as a first time. And I don't have any regrets like some other of my friends. But
like me.
Our audience
Dakota
again,
must have a regret. Who you been with, Dakota? Okay.
Oh my goodness. So I don't have any regrets in that regard. Now there's some in between times in the middle that I wish I'd be like, I can erase you from the memory, but again, that moment, it was a wonderful moment. But there was some really like stretches of not wonderful in between. Yeah.
I definitely feel like, eventually I was going to have to lose my virginity, but I regret the person it was with. But I feel like that experience was necessary for me to appreciate.
Yeah, I agree.
My first experience of actually being in an intimate relationship and making love for the first time.
I actually agree with that. Those bad sessions, as you call it, those bad sessions really make you appreciate when you have an amazing session. Again, the big O eluded me until my 40s. So I didn't even know. I thought there was something wrong with me, and that's what was told to me, that I was broken.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Our PA is doing something to the dog.
It's always
and
something.
We're always
something. We can never have a good recording without some constant chaos behind the scenes.
We need better employees.
Hey, listen, we are looking for.
We are in search of
a new PA, a PA assistant, and assistant to both Michelle and I, so that we can our chicken wings when we need them. Like in between our recording, like I'll be hungry. And then getting our drinks refreshed before the ice starts melting.
Look
So
at this drink.
if you want to be a part of our team, comment below.
I would love to know about your experiences that you want to share, like your positive moments, some of your great things that you enjoyed.
Yep.
We'd love for you to comment that below. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you all.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, don't forget to pick up Savvy Divas Take On 44 Days of Random Thoughts and Observations.
Bye.
Jaffa.com.